Hey everybody, I saw a ship. No, really, I saw a ship. Take a look for yourself.
I'm afraid without a wealth of skilled leaders, anarchy is spreading across the planet like a virus.
It's embarrassing, and I apologize, and I regret the fact that they were made.
I thought they were pretty funny, actually. I wish they were made with their money instead of ours. Now, a year ago, my next guest asked the then IRS Commissioner Doug Shulman, he's the guy that visited the White House 157 times, whether the agency was targeting political groups. Republican Congressman Kevin Yoder joins us from his home base in Kansas City with the answer. But before you tell us what the commissioner said to you, Congressman, welcome. You have to react, if you would, to the fact that the Director of National Intelligence has now filed a criminal complaint about the leaks, about the phone snooping and the Internet snooping. What say you to that?
Well, I think certainly we need to ensure that classified information remains classified, and so we're concerned about that. But I find it interesting that the biggest issue the administration is worried about is not the fact that our own government bureaucrats are sifting through the personal records and phone records and digital information of millions, tens of millions or more of Americans. They're most concerned about, hey, how did they find out we were doing that to them? And so, I think there are bigger issues at play here. Certainly, we're always concerned about classified information that's leaked, but frankly, my biggest concern remains the overreach of government power in that situation. It's the icing on the cake from layer after layer of what appears to be a pattern of behavior with this administration of essentially ignoring the Fourth Amendment, ignoring the freedom and liberty of every American. Look, legislation that we pass that focuses on national security and stopping terrorism is very, very important, but it doesn't give the administration carte blanche authority to essentially investigate every single tax-paying, law-abiding American citizen. So there's a big problem here.
Okay, so in terms of overreach, don't we have to sacrifice some privacy for security?
Well, we always look to find the proper balance here, but essentially what the policies of this administration appear to be is we sacrifice every ounce of privacy. We're saying that they can, essentially the NSA is saying in the name of preventing terrorism, in the name of keeping us safe, that we have to give up every liberty that we could dream of, and that's essentially, they can't have such broad authority that every American can be investigated by the NSA as being a potential terrorist.
So what did Doug Shulman tell you when you asked him if they were targeting political groups?
Well, in March of 2012, we asked then Commissioner Doug Shulman about the reports we were hearing that they were targeting conservative groups based upon their ideology for additional audits. He then told me not only is it not happening, it couldn't happen, and he invoked Nixon. He said after Richard Nixon we put in safeguards. This could never ever happen. You have our assurances. So you can imagine when I asked him those questions on the record, I was pretty stunned a year later or so to find out that those were in fact incorrect statements. We don't know whether
did he commit perjury?
He was certainly misled.
Did he lie to you?
Well, I don't know that he knew at the time, but certainly no one ever came back and corrected the record. And so certainly Congress was misled, and we're continuing to be misled to this very day. We had the new commissioner before us earlier this week. I asked him about the groups that are still being held for additional scrutiny by the IRS as we speak. The IRS speaks about how they've resolved the situation. They're just kind of looking into how it happened in the first place. Look, it's still going on to this very day. As we speak on this program, there are now 236 groups that still have not had their applications fully reviewed or approved by IRS. Some of them have been waiting over 2 years. So if you feel that, if Americans feel that the initial act of additional scrutiny, additional audits for groups based upon their ideology
I have to leave it there.
Outrage.